Have you ever had one of those days where a single mistake changes your entire life? Imagine walking into a grand corporate event, nervous and unsure of yourself, and without realizing it, you sit down at the wrong table. Not just any table, but the VIP table. That's exactly what happened to Maya, a shy, quiet intern who never liked attention. But she had no idea that one awkward decision, one small accident, would lead her to the very person who held her future in his hands. Broken bar the CEO she was about to unknowingly complain about. Maya had always been the type of girl who kept her head down. She had fought hard to land her internship at a prestigious company. For weeks, she worked silently, staying late hours, taking on extra tasks, never saying a word. She wanted to prove herself, but deep inside she struggled with confidence. The annual corporate gala was supposed to be her chance to feel like she belonged, but when she walked into the hotel ballroom filled with glittering chandeliers, well-dressed executives, and loud conversations, she instantly felt out of place. Her heart pounded, palms sweaty, and her instinct was to retreat. But before she could, an usher gently guided her toward the front tables. Panicked and too shy to correct him, Maya sat down, unaware she had been placed at the exclusive VIP table. At first, she kept quiet, nervously fiddling with her fork. But as conversations flowed, people around her laughed about deals and strategies she didn't understand. And then she noticed a man sitting right across from her, calm, composed, sharply dressed. Something about him intimidated her, but she didn't recognize who he was. While everyone seemed to respect him, Maya is still full of bottled-up emotions from her exhausting internship. Made the mistake of whispering to the woman beside her, "Honestly, the CEO doesn't even seem to care about interns like us. We work so hard, and they probably don't even know our names." Her words slipped out like a secret she thought would disappear in the noise. But the man across the table had heard every word. His eyes flickered with surprise, though his expression remained unreadable. Maya didn't notice. She kept talking, quietly venting about unpaid overtime, about being invisible in the office, about how people like the CEO didn't understand the struggles of those just starting out. The others at the table shifted awkwardly, but Maya, too nervous to sense it, continued. When dinner ended, the event's host walked up to the stage with a wide smile and announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our CEO, Mr. Adrian Cole, for his keynote speech." Maya froze. Her fork slipped from her hand and clattered against her plate. All eyes turned toward the very man who now stood, buttoning his suit jacket to the same man she had just criticized across the table. Her stomach dropped. Her face burned red. She wanted to vanish into the floor. Adrian Cole began his speech with poise, talking about innovation, teamwork, and future goals. But then, halfway through, he paused. His gaze swept the room, and for a fleeting second, it landed on Maya. Her heart stopped. He smiled faintly, then continued with a surprising shift in tone. He spoke about the importance of every single person in the company, no matter their role. He talked about interns, about how their fresh ideas shape the future. And then he said words that shook Maya to her core. "Sometimes, leaders forget to look closely at the people who work the hardest in silence." Tonight, I was reminded of something very important, that every voice matters, even if it feels small. Maya's throat tightened. She knew he was speaking about her. When the speech ended, she tried to sneak away, embarrassed and terrified that her internship was over. But just as she reached the exit, a deep voice called, "Miss a Broken Bar Maya, isn't it?" She froze. Slowly, she turned to see Adrian Cole himself standing there, tall and composed. She stammered, "Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it." But he raised a hand gently, stopping her. "No need to apologize," he said. "You were honest, and honesty is rare." For the first time, Maya saw not just a CEO, but a human being. Adrian explained that he had once been in her shoes, working tirelessly as an intern who felt invisible. He told her he respected her courage, even if it came out as frustration. And then, with a kind smile, he added, "If no one tells us the truth, how will we ever grow as leaders?" Maya's eyes welled up with tears. She realized that her mistake of sitting at the wrong table had given her the chance to be heard. In the weeks that followed, something incredible happened. Adrian began stopping by the interns' desks, asking about their projects, listening to their ideas. Maya, once the shy intern, found herself leading a small team on a project that Adrian personally approved. Her confidence grew, not because everything suddenly became easy, but because she knew her voice mattered. And by the end of her internship, Adrian offered her a full-time position. But more than that, Maya carried with her a lesson that changed her forever. Sometimes the mistakes we fear most lead to the doors we were meant to walk through. So, if you've ever felt invisible, or if you've ever been afraid to speak up, remember Maya's story. Even the shyest voice can shake the walls of a boardroom. Even the smallest truth can move the biggest leader. And sometimes a broken bar sitting at the wrong table is exactly what puts you in the right place.